Stop the disease. We have been notified of 11 patients who have been infected by an unknown pathogen. Our team has been assigned the task of identifying the cause of the disease and creating a control plan. These are our findings.
Hi, my name is Michaela Ganthu. I'm a freshman biomedical science major from Freer, Texas. I was recruited by the CDC to help find the cause of an up-and-coming disease that is being vectored and causing harm to many people on the West Coast.
Howdy, I'm Vanessa Flores and I'm a sophomore and I'm double majoring in forensic and investigative sciences and entomology. During my summer internship program with the CDC, I hope to learn more about diseases and their vectors. I plan on going to medical school, but if that does not work out, I would love to be a forensic entomologist.
Hi, I'm Daniel Griffin, and I'm a CDC intern from Missouri State, Texas, and an undergraduate senior at Texas A&M studying biomedical sciences. I'm doing a summer research internship with the CDC to learn more about diseases before heading to medical school.
Howdy, I'm Michaela Heckman. I am a junior biomedical sciences major from Gatesville, Texas, and I'm currently working for the CDC on this unknown vector project. Working on this project will help me in the future as I attend veterinary school and become a small animal vet.
Hi, I'm Brandon Marks. I am a freshman from Houston, Texas, studying biomedical sciences at Texas A&M. I was recruited by the CDC in order to help identify an unknown vector that is becoming an increasing threat to the people living in the West Coast of America.
Hi, I'm Michael Rivera, and I'm a freshman biomedical science major working for the CDC. The work at the CDC does pique my interest due to the uprising of disease that have been caused by different vectors in the area.
These are a series of questions that were asked to the patients themselves or to their family members to be able to have some information to keep the investigation going. The questions were, have you been bitten by a bug recently? Have you traveled outside of the country? If so, where to? Did you travel with anyone else? If so, are they showing symptoms? What signs and or symptoms are you experiencing? When did you start to show these symptoms? How long has it been? Have the symptoms gotten worse? Have people around you started to show symptoms, people you have contact with, and have you eaten or drank anything unusual? This is a geographical distribution of cases, more specifically where the 11 patients who have been infected live. Like you can see, they are all located in the Pacific Coast on the western part of the United States of America. The specific states we are focusing on are California, Washington, and Oregon. Now we will look at each individual patient.
All of the following patients answered the questions to our questionnaire, and this is their information. The next 7 patients are located in California. Alan Calhoun, 46 years old, was admitted to the San Joaquin Community Hospital in Kern County on November 15th. He started showing symptoms on November 10th. He had not traveled outside of the U.S., but he did work 7 days a week with vegetation and came in contact with various bugs daily. Therefore, he was bitten by several insects. He had a high fever, chills, low blood pressure, and paleness. Doctors could not break the fever, and on November 15th, he began to hallucinate. On November 21st, he fell into a coma and expired on November 30th, 20 days after his symptoms began to show.
Betty Copeland, 98 years old, was admitted to UCSF Medical Center in San Francisco County on November 1st. She had not traveled out of the U.S. and started showing symptoms on November 1st. Some of the symptoms included body aches and a fever. It is unknown if she was bitten by a bug, but she was involved in gardening every day. She passed away on November 2nd.
Hayes Nicholson, 55 years old, started showing symptoms on December 1st and was admitted to the Arroyo Grande Community Hospital in San Luis Obispo County on December 10th. He traveled outside of the U.S. and as a professor liked to have insects bite him to show his students. He felt sick and had cold-like symptoms. He became gravely ill and passed away on December 21st.
Jimmy, of an unknown age, was admitted to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office in Los Angeles County on April 18th. He was homeless and not much is known of him except that he has spent most of his time outside and going around homeless shelters. He had been experiencing a fever, chills, and a rash all over his body. He was also a drug abuser.
Megan Poole, 24 years old, started to show symptoms on November 10th and was admitted to the Sierra Vista Regional Medical Center in San Luis Obispo County on November 20th. Her symptoms included fainting and a fever. It is unknown if she was bitten by a bug, but she did work at a canyon for 6 weeks. She passed away on November 24th.
Rachel Brady, 62 years old, started showing symptoms on December 1st and was admitted to the Marion Regional Medical Center in the Santa Barbara County. She had traveled outside of the U.S. and was bit by a bug in Australia. Her symptoms included insomnia, fever, body aches, and chills. She passed away on December 14th.
Royce Wilcock, 33 years old, began showing symptoms on December 15th and was admitted a day after to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles County. He worked at a homeless camp where Jimmy was found dead, and his symptoms included dizziness and fatigue.
The next two patients are located in Washington. Gloria Klein, 69 years old, started showing symptoms on October 16th and was admitted immediately to the Providence St. Peter Hospital in Thurston County. She had traveled outside of the U.S. and she spent a lot of time pulling ticks off of her kids and husband, as well as treating insect bites. Her symptoms included general malaise, a mild headache, and a slight fever. All the family members she had contact with have shown symptoms.
Gerald Klein, 72 years old, was admitted to the same hospital on October 18th, and he has also traveled outside of the U.S. He was bit by insects on his trip, and his symptoms included body aches, a fever, and dizziness.
The next two patients are located in Oregon. Catherine Klein, 43 years old, is patient 0 because she started showing symptoms on October 8th. It is believed that she contracted her disease while on her business trip to China. She was admitted to the Grande Ronde Medical Center in Union County. She also traveled outside of the U.S. and her mom did a tick check and treated mosquito bites. Her symptoms included a high fever, chills, body aches, and malaise. She passed away.
Ronnie Klein, 40 years old, started showing symptoms on October 21st and was admitted to the Sacred Heart Medical Center in Lane County on October 23rd. He did not travel outside of the U.S., and ticks were collected off of his clothes and skin. The symptoms he was experiencing were fatigue, a high fever, and dizziness.
The three possible vectors are the Aedes vexans, Ixodes pacificus, and Ornithodorus coriaceus. This was concluded from all of the information the patients provided, along with samples of ticks found. Light traps and carbon dioxide box traps will trap for the vector Aedes vexans. Carbon dioxide box traps and dragging will trap for the vectors Ixodes pacificus and Ornithodorus coriaceus. Therefore, carbon dioxide box traps are the most effective to catch all three possible vectors. The trap should be placed in areas where all patients are believed to have contracted the disease.
The known vector is Ixodes pacificus. They quest for hosts by climbing vegetation and waiting for three factors of CO2, movement, and warmth in order to find a host to attach to. Nymphs feed on small lizards and mammals. They feed on humans as a host of chance. Adult females are the most likely to bite humans. Their habitats are in the west coast. Nymphs prefer wooded areas while adults prefer short vegetation.
The reservoir is Aphlocoma californica, most commonly known as the western scrub jay.
Its geographic range is central Texas to the west coast, northern Oregon to southern Mexico. Western scrub jays do not migrate long distances, therefore they can be seen year-round in their geographical range. Their breeding season is March through April. It is not uncommon to see them in areas with dense human populations. They are often fed from feeders in their backyards. Western scrub jays are ectoparasites. Some predators include raccoons, western spotted skunks, striped skunks, box squirrels, eastern king snakes, and western rattlesnakes. They prey on rodents, reptiles, amphibians, and other bird eggs. The disease is more likely to harm those who are immunocompromised, such as people who have HIV or AIDS, or people who use drugs that suppress the immune system, such as corticosteroids. Additionally, people who have chronic diseases such as cancer or congenital heart disease are also more prone to the disease. The people of 21 to 70 years of age, as well as people who are involved in doing outdoor activities like farming, hiking, and gardening, are more prone as well.
The areas of exposure include China, where patient 0, Catherine Klein, was bit, Puget Sound, Washington, where Gloria, Gerald, and Ronnie Klein were infected on their family trip, Australia, where Rachel Brady could have been exposed, Mexico, where Hayes Nicholson could have been exposed, the homeless camp in California, where Jimmy and Royce Wilcox were infected, the yard outside Alan Calhoun's fruit and vegetable stand, Betty Copeland's home garden, and the canyon where Megan Poole did research as a student.
Each patient's symptoms are shown. The brain abscesses are presented differently in each patient. The most common symptom is headaches. The headache itself can be generalized or it can be hemicranial. The other symptoms would be altered mental status, such as confusion, slow response or thinking, inability to focus, or sleepiness, and fever. Additionally, there are many other symptoms such as seizures, nuchal rigidity, papilledemia, and focal neurological findings. Depending on where the brain abscess is located, different symptoms are being presented from the patient. Brainstem abscesses have headaches, fever, facial weakness, vomiting, hemiparesis, and dysphagia. Cerebral abscesses have vomiting, ataxia, nystagmus, and dysmenorrhea. Frontal lobe abscesses have headaches, drowsiness, inattention, and decline in mental function. Interstellar abscesses have pituitary tumors. temporal lobe abscesses have early spatial headaches, and if in the dominant hemisphere, aphasia.
The disease is being caused by Lactococcus gemini. It is in the phylum Firmicutes and in the family Streptococciceae. It is a bacterium because its genome size is greater than 170 kb. Its actual genome size is 4.53 MB, and it is a gram-positive because of its purple color in the gram stain. The shape of the bacterium is coccus. The bacterium is non-spore forming according to the Schaefer and Fulton stain. Therefore, the order is Lactobacillus. Since it does not form a catalase in the catalase test, it is a Lactococcus bacteria. The bacteria does not grow at temperatures over 40 degrees Celsius.
The vector Ixodes pacificus, commonly known as the black-legged tick, is found in a very broad range of geography, making it an extremely hard target for control. Aphelocoma californica is also known as the western scrub jay, is the reservoir. However, it is also widespread, making it a difficult target as well. With the widespread population of the western scrub jay and black-legged tick, the most reasonable and most effective way to prevent this disease would be a vaccination.
Creating a vaccine. The creation of a vaccine would be composed two different ways. The two different ways would be either a live bacteria that would be lessened in virulence, and the other would be a killed bacteria that would require a booster vaccine. The most effective way would be a killed bacteria vaccine. Killed bacterial vaccines contain inactivated bacteria with the vaccine, which is administered to the patient. This bacteria is not able to replicate in the body, so immunocompromised patients, along with all patients, are able to receive the vaccine with zero risk of becoming infected from the vaccine. The inability of the bacteria to replicate causes the immune system response to be less extensive. This shorter immune time requires additional vaccines to be administered as boosters.
The age distribution would have to target a specific age range from 21 years of age to 70 years of age. Any person over the age of 70 is also highly recommended to take the vaccine due to their lowered immunity.
The vaccine distribution will target people who live along the Pacific coast on the western part of the United States of America. These states primarily being California, Oregon, and Washington. The major counties that are being targeted are Humboldt County, Los Angeles County, Santa Barbara County, San Francisco County, San Luis Obispo County in California, Thurston County in Washington. Each of these were identified as hotspots for the western scrub jay.
The vaccine will focus on individuals who participate in outdoor activities, whether it may be an occupation or hobby, in areas that the vector Ixodes pacificus are present. These areas include bushy or forested areas, open grasslands, and north coastal scrub.
Between vectors. First, male Ixodes pacificus ticks will be caught by using box trap technique. After capturing the ticks, we will only keep the male Ixodes pacificus. All other species of ticks or female Ixodes pacificus ticks will be terminated. Next, we will sterilize the male ticks with the use of gamma irradiation at a dose of 15 gray. The dosage will render the specimen sterile and will still allow these ticks to be competitive with the wild male ticks. Lastly, we will release the sterile ticks back into the wild. The release locations will be widely dispersed in order to effectively eliminate the Ixodes pacificus population.
For the bacterial pathogen Lactococcus gemini to be eliminated from the reservoir species Aphelocoma californica, medicated bird feeders will be placed in many locations in the wild. The bird feeders will contain a medicated feed that will kill the bacterial pathogen living inside of the birds that eat out of the feeder. Therefore, this will lead to an elimination of the Lactococcus gemini within the reservoir species. A medication must be created for the Aphelocoma californica to consume in order to kill the bacterial pathogen Lactococcus gemini from inside. The medication formed will be placed within the mixture of bird seeds. The medicated bird feed formed will be distributed at pet centers and garden centers within the 6 hotspot counties. From there, the local people would pick up and place the medicated bird seeds in their own home bird feeders. Additionally, the team of researchers would also place bird feeders in public locations, such as community parks, in order to give more opportunities for the Aphelocoma californica to consume the medicated bird seeds.
Thank you for your time.